to Hockey Town. It's a place where dreams are found. We fought so many battles here. Now we're the ones that they will fear. The club resides within our town. We won't stop, no letting down. The cup is ours, we're all to drink. It's our town, let's rock this ring. Hey, Hockey Town. Not alone, just look around. Hey, Hockey Town. Let's hear the sound. Turn, the buckets drop, the people burn. Flesh speed, some brilliant daring. Red lights flash, the horns are blaring. Hockey Town, our hunger's fed by our men in white and red. They dazzle us before our eyes. Lord Stanley's Cup, we have the prize. Hockey Town, not alone, just look around. Hey, Hockey Town, let's hear the sound. Hey, Hockey Town, play hockey.
Hi, and welcome back to a new episode of Main Street Prowlers. Today we're with Crystal Wagner, who apparently I named Courtney, and I want to apologize to you about that.
No big deal.
It's nice to have you here today, though. Thank you for coming on.
You're more than welcome.
Today you are here to talk about a lot of stuff. So, our main thing is today is to talk about what many people saw last week as their your pitch to hopefully bring stuff in for the team to hopefully get stuff for the bus for them.
Right.
So I want you. Basically, is there anything new that you want for the team?
Okay, so basically what the team is looking for. Last year we did a Adopt a Player program. And with that, people who signed up, so say like all of us that are sitting here, each of us picked a player, or I picked a player for you. You were assigned that specific player for the whole year. So what we want to do is this year, instead of doing that, we want to get everybody involved so nobody feels left out. The more people, the merrier. The bigger the outcome, the more fan base that you get one-on-one with each and every player. They thank you. You may get invited to certain things, different stuff like that. Things that they're looking for is like cases of water, granola bars, pretzels, coconut water, Cliff Bars, Gatorade powder, Twizzlers, blueberry, banana, and chocolate chip muffins. Bananas, apples, and oranges, fruit snacks, cheese and crackers, like the kind that you put in your child's lunchbox. Any type of nuts is a good source of protein for them. Plus, the Bubblicious bubble gum, and I can't stress this enough, guys. They go through a tub a game. So the bigger the tub, the better it is. And then also, just basically anything that you could think of, like chips, any type of snack stuff that you think might be beneficial to them. There's a lot of healthy eaters on here, so they really watch, they like, and there's some vegans on there too. So if you think of any vegan things to throw out there, drop-offs for this week is going to be Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning. I myself will be there, and plus Travis, he's their equipment guy this year, and he's been there since the beginning of time. So we're going to gather it all, get it all set and ready to go on the bus for that Thursday night road trip, hopefully.
And we'll be opening that series against Danbury. So
yeah.
Is there any specific area in the arena that you want them to drop off at?
So if they come in on the north doors, the furthest to the back locker rooms, you come in and go under the ice and back by the locker room doors into the back area there. I will be somewhere in that little area, so they can just drop things off to me, or somebody can message me on Facebook and say, hey, Crystal, I don't drive. Could you come pick it up? And I will set that up with you so that way I can get those things to that rink that day. So yeah.
That's definitely good things that's happening.
Yes,
That's,
definitely.
And they do appreciate everything that you give to them too. They've even specifically came up to us on the show, thanking us for everything that we do. They absolutely love everything that's given to them, and they can't thank you guys more for going out even to the games too, and they love hearing you guys and anything that you can give them though too. It's amazing.
Yes, definitely. I mean, anything. You could give them a $5 subway card and they will worship the ground that you walk on. Guys, being a pro hockey team and you're constantly on the road, any type of little bit from home, rather it be homemade cookies, homemade fudge, anything that you can think of, these players like crosswords, word puzzles. Some guys get motion sickness, that is true. But, different things help along the way. Maybe little travel pillows to little blankets, things like that. Anything helps, goes a long way.
Sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Go ahead.
Also, on that fact, Robert, this is your fault. He had just pointed something out to us, so I'm just like, sorry, guys. With this coming up, being out to Connecticut, is there any specific requests that you're getting from the players?
No, not really, because it is their first road trip. So basically what I have listed is things that they used a lot last year. And with the 9 returning players that we currently have on the roster, I kind of went from what they filled out, fruits and nutrition sheets from last year, and just said, okay, let's put all this down. I do know that there's some foreigners on the team, and they like a variety of food, so why not? Let's just have at it and see what they like, and whatever they don't like. Each week, I'm sure between you guys and myself, we can help update the post and take out what doesn't need to be there to what does need to be there, and just kind of go from there.
All right. And I'll definitely be on top of that for you.
Yeah, we both will.
With the foreign players, is there anything that you've seen that they specifically like themselves?
No, not really. I get the pleasures of living in my own home. And they're grateful. I mean, they're very grateful. You're 100 millions of miles away from home. So anything that they get is really, really grateful to them.
Especially coming from a non-American speaking country, too.
Correct.
English
Correct.
speaking.
And I'll be very, very honest with you. Some of the foreigners that we do have, they do speak very, very good English.
That's good.
Like Kaz from last year, his English, even though he wasn't from here, remarkably good. You can understand somebody when they know they hold up something like this and says, "What is this called again?" And he's like, "A puck," and they ask things like, "How do you say that?" They'll ask them in their language, "How do you say it in our language?" So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That'll definitely work out when we do have these certain people on the show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
On another note, is there anything that still needs to be outfitted in their apartments? Do you know of?
I know that we are still looking for a few things. Some end tables, some lamps, maybe some bedding. I have to really get with Joe and figure out what's left that needs to be put in. I think we're looking for another couch, and that's probably about it.
Okay.
Dishes.
I always need them dishes.
Yes.
If they're anything like me during my hockey days, I would break dishes constantly. So
I tell them, when in doubt, just buy styrofoam plates. They're easier to throw out.
Right.
Plastic silverware.
And they're definitely a lot cheaper than buying straight out too.
Yes, definitely.
With China, paper China.
Right.
Sound fancy, but go cheap. On that note, while we wait for hopefully some questions from our fans for you. You used to be the trainer for the Point Around Prowlers,
Correct.
and that's what a lot of people still call you, as the trainer.
Yeah.
And so I want you to kind of elaborate on what your experiences was, especially going into your first few games.
Well, let's back it up a few years prior to that. I was the trainer for the Fighting Falcons, and I did it for like a year and a half, and then I took on a different role and I worked in the office for a little while. And then I took a few summers off because, we didn't have a team. And then from there, the first year the team was here, my oldest Travis was their water boy. And he's like, Mom, this is pretty cool. I think you really like it, yada, yada, yada. So I talked to Allison and Joe, and they asked for my certifications, and I turned them into them. And Junior said, when can you start? So I immediately started. Going into my first game, it's hard to say because I was kind of nervous, but yet I wasn't. The biggest thing that I personally like, and this might seem gruesoming to some, is I like the sight of blood. When they train you in the medical field, that's something with bloodborne pathogens that you work with a lot. And when you see somebody cut, it's this source of rush and energy that comes over you like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Let's see how really deep this goes. Or let's see how many stitches this kid's going to need this time. And so there's different things that you get to encounter besides your bumps and bruises or your typical sprains or your tears. And all those are never, ever, ever, ever diagnosed by any of us that are ever on the bench. They have a professional medical team and trainer that's there now, and we work with OA and other doctors around the area, so they're in very, very good hands.
That's definitely good.
Yeah.
You would more. I'm sorry, I'm tired, guys. No, would you go on the road with them?
I did for my first year. I traveled all the time. The coldest rink I was ever in was Berlin. Let's just say our rink out on Dove Road has nothing to hold against Berlin. Berlin is the coldest rink I've ever been on. And as my kids started getting older and Travis was coming into his senior year, I knew then that I wanted to step down and step away because he was graduating and he was supposed to go to college. And I wanted to be able to, if Mom wanted to take a weekend and go see him, I could go see him. Or if I wanted to go do something on my own, I could the following years to come. So yeah, I traveled a lot with him. I traveled to every rink except for Danbury. Danbury is the only rink that I never have been to. Bus rides were interesting. I sat at the very front of the bus by the bus driver.
Somebody's got to keep him awake.
Nope, I get on the bus and I was right out like a light. And then I wake up when we arrive to our destination.
Those bus rides definitely probably were interesting when you would probably get woken up too.
The one time I woke up, we were traveling from, we were going from, it was Berlin in, it's our first year here, the second year in. So Berlin in Watertown. And we had Watertown the one night. We had to pack up, leave, and then head to Berlin. And I was out like a light, and then next thing you know, I hear the bus driver go, oh boy. I sit straight up, and I look, and we're on a back road, side of the mountain, going down the back end of the mountain. And there's something about looking out, and you're going down a steep incline at like 40 miles an hour, no guardrail, and you're like, pray to God I get through this. But no, I've not had a bad experience with any of our bus drivers at all. I can honestly say that. Very, very good controlling people to be around. it's a different aspect. It'd be like if I was to ride with any of you guys and you have somebody else's lives in your hand. You're not going to drive recklessly or stupidly. You're going to drive with more caution on your side, especially when you got 20 guys
Right.
and their trainer and everybody else that's on your team. You're not going to drive like a moron.
Right.
So,
What would your best memory of the team be then, going on the road trips?
I want to say the year Parkhouse was on our team, and I personally had a trouble spot of finding my glitch with the team, like fitting in, because I didn't want them to think of me as the mother hen, even though a lot of them call me Mama Wags, and or they come to me about, hey, I got a headache, or hey, I got this. It's a good feeling, but when we did the Danville Dashers and the Winston-Salem team, or let me rephrase this, the Danville Dashers and us, it was our exhibition games there in Winston-Salem, and the guys had all gone out that night, and they all came back, and about 9 or 10 of them had stopped by mine and my son's room, and they knocked on the door, and they're like, Crystal, do you have a few minutes? And I said, yeah, why? What's up, guys? Here I thought they were going to be like, oh, can you go buy some beer for us, or can you go do this for me? No, they actually pulled me and my son aside and said, I want to thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. It really means a lot to us. I really enjoyed having you be a part of this with us. From that moment on, I truly, truly, truly felt like I was part of something and I was doing something right. And then when you have other players along the way that have played for us and they get traded to other teams and they see you and they come up and give you great big hugs, and say, hey, how are you going? How was your summer? Or I seen that you did a lot of traveling. It's those bonds that you make that last a lifetime. But I want to say from that moment on in Winston-Salem, I knew I was part of something really good.
And you're definitely well loved in the team as well as the community too. So.
Oh, yeah. You can tell.
And people recognize you almost immediately. So
Yes, yes.
What exactly, going back to the junior leagues, what exactly brought you to work with this city with these kind of teams?
Okay, well, when I first started out, I worked for a manufacturing company, and I had a pretty bad back, and I was like, I need something different, something that I can work from home for, or maybe something that could do what I went to school for. And I didn't really want to go into the hospital settings because my father was in a really, really bad motorcycle accident, and I had a really bad, not a bad experience, but not the best experience.
Right.
And so friends of ours, Danon is one of them. Yeah. We were all booster club members for the junior teams, and the owner at the time, Mary Beth Hayes, contacted me, and she's like, Crystal, how would you like to be the team trainer? And I said, okay, what all do you consider a team trainer? And I told her what my certifications were, and she's like, all you got to do is know how to tape, have CPR, first aid skills, and basically be able to see if you think a kid's got a concussion, you got to give a protocol concussion test. They teach us all of that in medical school. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? So my first year, I tried it out, and I really, really liked it. And that's the year that Steve Shannon was a coach and Michael Gershon. And then I came back the second year with Michael Gershon and Jamie Lovell. And then I think the third year was just Gershon, right, guys? Yeah, and then that's that year that I actually just said I had enough. And then in 2013, I had a major back surgery. So, and then I just do this out of the kindness of my heart. It's a non-paid position, and I just don't see why not help out the guys, truthfully.
Right.
Like, why not? Let's keep them healthy. Let's keep them healthy. Let's not get any scratches. Let's not see any guys out due to injuries. Let's just keep them healthy and keep that drive for them, so that way they can
Keep us happy. Keep
Yes.
the fans happy.
keep those wins.
Yes. Because we definitely want to see the Commissioner's Cup back in Port Huron.
Yes, that would be very nice.
It must have been awesome being part of the team too when right after they had won the cup.
It was because Travis was 16 years old. They actually won it on his 16th birthday.
Oh.
And he actually had a birthday party at the rink on the day that they won it.
Nice.
And not too many 16-year-old kids can say they have a professional hockey ring that represents,
Right.
the cup era. So,
I'm definitely jealous now, dude.
yeah, it's something to be very, very proud of. And
Yes.
from that moment on, from the day that from that moment on when we won that cup, Joe Pace Jr. and myself and Allison all became really, really good friends.
That's good. We're glad to hear that too because they've definitely been very instrumental, even in the community aspects.
Oh, yes.
They've definitely loved putting more out there than they definitely get.
They're very, very, very kind-hearted people and would give their shirts off the back to anybody, and it's nice when not so much the company, but the community itself can get behind them and
Right.
just have fun with it all.
We do have a fan question, Chris,
All right.
from Robert Hoffman.
Robert asked, wonder if Crystal going to do that again this year.
I actually took a different position within the team, and I am a off-ice official. I work up top, and I take stats. I enter the data entry onto the computers. I just basically work many, many jobs up there. It depends on where they want you to fill in, who's not going to be there. The point board at the end of the arena on the west side, the scores, shots on goals, we run that up top. So I really like it. I don't get me wrong, I do miss working with the guys, but if they need me, they know where to find me. If other trainers need help, don't ever hesitate to holler. I'll come down and help somebody out. It's hard from going to be the most well-voiced person on a bench to have to be the most quietest person up in the stands when you're doing it. You can't voice your opinion. You can't talk about things. You have to watch your language and.
So you can't act like us East Upper Rowdies.
No, and as much as I try not to, it
sucks.
slips once in a while.
Because actually,
when
when she sat with the fans, she wasn't too far down from us East Upper Rowdies.
No, she
and
wasn't.
you could
Yeah.
definitely hear her voice down there.
Yeah, being an office official, sometimes it's got to concentrate on the game a little more and not be able.
Yeah, and when you're standing on the bench, you're actually watching where that puck goes, watching who's going to hit who, and seeing who's dropping their heads down and not paying attention to the puck. As a trainer aspect, you look at all those factors. As the person that works up top, you actually watch, okay, Joe Pace passed the puck to Chris Levier. Chris Levier passed the puck to Austin Federley. Austin Federley scored. Okay, so those three guys are the ones that are going to get the assist, and Austin's going to get the point. So it's really, really hard to know.
All right. Travis is asking, who's your favorite player this year?
Oh.
Who's my favorite player this year?
No, Travis.
Your son.
Are you exactly talking about her favorite or who she wants the most goal? Wow, I totally.
Who I want to score the most goals?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't have a single favorite. I got a few favorites. If you want to know my true favorite Port Huron Prowler player, it's Brandon Parkhouse. If you want to know my second and third, I would have to say Matt Robertson and Austin Federley, for sure. And, of course, my daughter's number one little heartthrob, she's got a crush on this poor guy, is Dalton J.
That seems like
Everything is Dalton J. Dalton J.
Every girl loves that guy, though. So I guess when we do finally get him to agree come on to the show, I guess she's gonna show up.
No.
Guys, have your questions ready. We'll be right back after a few short messages. And well, of course.
Hey guys, this is Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers, back behind the scenes. I am looking for a set of fans or mini fans to help donate to the bus goods. We are looking for things like cases of water, fruit snacks, granola bars, nuts, chips, pretzels, anything that you can think of that is a fruit snack or any type of snack whatsoever. I'm wanting to include everybody in on this. We aren't going to do player adoptions this year. I want to get everybody involved. So, if you would like to be a part of that group and would like to donate things, please get in contact with me. The first bus trip leaves out next week, and I want to pack that bus. Thanks for joining, and find me on Facebook and send me that message. Bye, guys.
At Big Boy, we've got lots of omelets all day, every day. Like the Meaty Meat Lovers, Savory Southern, or Hearty Denver. It's your Big Boy.
All right, and welcome back. So, Dan Parsons. First he said, let's go Prowlers, which we can all agree on that statement, right, guys?
Yep.
Then his next
Sure
question.
not Elmira.
Come on, we got to root for Robbie Nichols and his
And definitely not those deer in the headlight people either. We're not rooting for the Dashers.
Well, it is archery season right now.
Right. We could probably pick off a few.
And rifle season's coming up in about a couple
Weeks.
Yeah.
So that also brings in the Thunderbirds then for archery season.
Yeah, they're birds.
Yeah, might as well.
Small game.
Yeah, I think it also is pheasant season right now too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, but we have to take you guys down now. So
And bumblebees, it's cold, so they're going into hibernation. So we're really good.
And then the enforcers just look like Chippendales. So
We shouldn't be too worried about hats either. So.
No.
Dan does ask, what's our chances to make the playoffs this year, and what are the ticket prices for the game this year?
The chances of making the playoffs are very high because I believe they changed it to 8 teams making the playoffs this year instead of 4.
Three wins in the first round. And
Yep.
Each series is best of 3.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And then also, I think if I was to predict it, I think Danbury, Elmira, Andre's really, really good, guys. I would say Connecticut not Connecticut, Winston-Salem and us. But if you look at the lineups that already like Elmira's got, if you followed the Port Huron Prowlers from day one, you got Ahmad Mahfouz already out there. Then I just said I saw the other day on the roster spot they have Ryan Devine, and they also just signed Dustin Skinner. 3 very, 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 very good, strong guys out there. A couple of fighters. I'm very interested to see how the season's gonna go.
Now, Skinner hasn't played professional hockey since
Our first year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that gives them 4 years off.
And then Ryan Devine, he played for us the first year, and then he went into retirement, and then
I think he just
joined the SPHL last year.
Yep. Speaking of the SPHL, did you guys see that fight between those two players? That one-hand knockout punch left that dude laying on the ground.
That's the second knockout that I know of. There was one in the American Hockey League, too.
Yeah.
Almost the same way. It was literally
All knockouts are pretty much the same way. You hit them on the jaw and they go down.
No, he got hit right on the temple lobe.
yeah. So
I didn't-
Instantly laid him out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he missed the post though of the goal.
Yeah. And as far as tickets go, a good person to contact would be, I would say, the front office. I think they're $11 this year. I'm not 100% sure. So,
I might just get up and leave if my sister and my dad keep texting me about the SNL sketch.
Well, let's talk about that now.
With Chance the Rapper.
Talk about your sister. She did ask a question too.
yes, she did.
I know.
She asked a very, very good one.
She
at
told
that.
me she was going to ask the question.
So, what's the question, Robert?
how do you think the Prowlers are going to do that hockey this year? AKA, how are they shaping up as a team?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I have been there for the past 3 weeks of training camp, and they're coming together very well as a whole. A lot of team functions, and that's very, very important, where the whole team has to show up and participate, and that's important to build any type of aspect as a team. You want to make sure that each and every one of them jive together, come together. There's no guy in the bunch that says, hey, I think I'm better than you, or hey, I think I'm better than you. Because if that was the case, they'd all be in the NHL and none of them would be playing for Port Huron Prowlers.
As much as we want the NHL guys here, that's just not suitable.
That's correct. But yeah, like Joe has said in previous years, our goal is to get them to the next level, want to see them grow, want to see them move on, want to see them become that bigger and better person. You never know what's out there. The next Mario Lemieux, the next
Right.
Stevie Eiserman, Robert Probert. You never know.
Right. And we've only had one go up to the, well, I should say SPHL only had one go up to the NHL, but on the other hand, you
That was
never
a
know.
goalie, too.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
The goalies are
Levier
allowed.
played, he skipped the SP and went right to the ECHL.
Right, and then
Right.
The second year.
then you got a handful of games in the AHL with Laval.
Yep. So you never know what's going to happen
Right.
out there.
And Laval was actually really hard to get onto to break their roster because they absolutely love their Canadian players. They have to be right around there. They're just like a Montreal team. They have to be from Quebec.
Right.
So for LeVay to actually break their roster, that really says something about his persona, about his playing skills.
Yes. I agree.
You
So
know.
yeah, I think we got a lot of good talent on the team this year. A lot of fast, hard driving players. There's like, I think I counted 9 recruits from last year that are coming back that already played for us this, in the past years. A lot of new faces. I'm pretty interested. The first game, don't always judge it because it could be a little bumpy road until they find that glitch, and then once they start clicking, then they're good to go.
Good thing I won't be able to watch till the 6th game.
And we're not all like Watertown where we get 2 preseason games under our belt either.
Correct.
Right. Well, we've had exhibition games in the past. Was there a reason they didn't have one this year?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's something, guys, like I said, I took the whole summer off. I spent it in Arizona. I went to Cali. I came home. I went to Florida. I came back home. I went to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I came back home and freshman football started. So I was busy. I'm a busy mama.
Right. Well, I think it was what? Elmira, Watertown, and who else had a...
Was it...
Enforcers.
It was Elmira, and was it Danbury?
I think so.
It might
Yeah,
have been.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were only 2 exhibition games.
Delaware. It was Delaware.
Delaware? Okay.
And if anybody watched those games, those were definitely like good feelers, even for the
Yeah.
Port Huron Prowlers to look at too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Watertown played in both of them.
Yeah.
As for like, if we're going to talk for like team wise, and that a lot of credit also needs to be given to the individual staff members that also work for the team. Like I said, the trainer for last year and this year, she's a phenomenal girl. She knows her stuff. She's very, very well. Ashley Fox is another one, very, very well known about different things. I learned a lot from her too over the years by watching her or letting her show me different things and whatnot. And, also the equipment manager. You guys would never believe what an equipment manager goes through, how little sleep he gets, to what he needs to do, to what he doesn't need to do, to it. There's a lot that goes into it.
He's definitely the plug of the whole organization.
Yeah, he's the backbone. Like,
Yes.
you got to make sure. Don't get me wrong, rookies have their duties, but you don't ever want to be leaving home and an 18-hour drive and forget your captain's jersey.
Yes.
Or you don't want to drive 45 minutes and say, oh, I forgot all the tape. You got to be on top of things. So there's a lot that equipment guy has to go through.
He's essentially responsible for everyone,
Yes.
in a way.
Yes.
And Travis does it really well. And
Sure he does. No, he does. He's a very good kid. I've watched him grow up, I would say, a lot since the junior hockey league all the way through now. Travis took it over after our good friends Adam Vargo left,
Yeah.
and then he stayed with them all the way till they moved out. And then when the Prowlers came on, he talked with Junior, and Junior's like, "Sure, come aboard. We'll give you a try, and if you like it, you'll stay. If you don't, no hard feelings." And he ended up staying with it. So
they absolutely love him in the locker room too, from what I hear.
yeah,
So.
for the most part. They give him a lot of crap if he shows up late. They call him a part-timer, but Travis gets the locker room set up, done. There's a lot of laundry that has to be done as part of a team, different things like that. So,
Speaking of the Vargos, Rick Vargo is logged in. Hello, Rick.
hi, Rick. How are you?
Without them two, the arena wouldn't run smoothly either. So
Right. Well, plus you'd have chaos in the pony box because Betty keeps them all in line.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Nobody messes with Betty Vargo.
No, not at all. There's also, guys, I want to do one shout out to somebody that's already really helped with the team. It's Roth Painting for their supplies, for the coffee, and other trinkets that they've gave to the locker room already. Thank you very much. I know the guys really, 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 really appreciate that. And again, from the bottom of my heart to the bottom of the players' hearts, they really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of it.
and without especially big sponsors too,
Yes.
we wouldn't see anything get onto the ice. So, but thank you to people that even give out that specifically just to the team, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's, again, to the community backing. That's
Yes.
we all love people that give more than they want.
Right.
So
And the team actually appreciates it too. You know, they might not seem like the friendliest bunch of guys at 8:30 rolling into the rink type of person, but by the time it's time to get out and hit the hardware out on that ice and really give it their all, get them pumped up to put in 100% every practice, by the end of the day, they're like, man, that person really made me think about what they gave to us. You know, we do all of this for their entertainment, our enjoyment, and who doesn't love hockey?
right.
You know,
Will there be a sponsored party this year? Do you know?
I am not sure.
Uh-oh.
That would be kind of, that's a junior thing. That's a junior and Graham thing. And Jeremy, I think.
I guess we need to get Junior and Graham back on the show, don't we?
Yeah, yes, definitely. It's fun when you get Junior involved. Like, I like watching that guy.
Yes.
He's very informational.
Kelly Federally put, "Gotta keep Fets and Robo awake in the morning."
That's right. I was up in the locker room 3 days ago, and Robo just flew in the night before, and he come over and he grabbed the coffee pot, and you could tell that's one of the rookie duties. They have to dump out the coffee pot, and he grabbed the coffee pot and he looked at it, and a couple of the older guys were in there, and they're like, "Just pour it into the cup and warm it up." Robo was like, "You don't know how long that's been sitting in there for." So he goes over and he rinses it out, dumps it down. He gets on Travis. "Hey, what are you letting these guys do this thing for?" Travis is like, "I didn't know there was coffee." So he walks back over, he goes in the cupboard, pulls out the coffee, and he looks inside it. Fetz looks at him and he goes, "I got you, Robo. I got you. Tomorrow there will be plenty of coffee." So he makes what he can, fills up the pot. Fetz looks at him and he goes, "I don't think that's strong enough." Robo's like, "You're probably right, but it's warm and I'm cold and it's hockey season." So it's kind of funny, you know, this. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. But when funny things happen, it's okay to tell it.
We absolutely love hearing that stuff too, because we all need a good laugh once in a while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And especially coming from one of his relatives too.
Number one fans?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. And it's okay to have a number one fan like that.
Yes. We all need them. They're our biggest motivators in life.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. Definitely.
Which is, we're grateful that Kelly constantly watches us. So.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for you too for constantly giving us all the questions during our broadcasts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird not having you comment on our streams.
It's
So,
actually fun to sit when the players are back here and they have to talk, and Federley is so quiet. And I'm like, man, somebody just reach over and pinch him. But as you're talking, you know, back and forth at the camera and giving your questions and all that, it's you just think of different things to ask the guys so that way they can,
All right.
you know, get a little more comfortable with, okay, this is not grilling, it's actually people that want to know these things, you know, like they want to know how many games have you had. They would like to know what's the worst ever sports injury you've ever received, or better yet, how many fights have you encountered, you know, different things like that. So I try to ask questions with certain people that I know that most people would like to find out.
Okay, so then what's the worst injury you've dealt with?
You had to expect that one coming.
Yeah.
I personally haven't dealt with it, but the worst injury I've ever seen is back from the Ice Hawk days, or maybe even the Border Cat days,
Oh, that's
when
going
the
back years.
refs were down in the East Upper in the corner, and in fact it was with the Border Cats, I want to say, and
It was
the
Border Cats.
the guys were fighting and they was trying to pop the eye sockets out of another player, and the ref came over top of the guy to like bear hug him. Well, when he did, he caught the player's skate and sliced his artery, and blood was squirting all over the place. And I'm like on the edge of my seat, like,
Give me some of that action.
I'm like,
huh?
somebody give him a towel. And then I actually thought they were going to have to call the game because we went down to 2 refs, but they ended up taking all them people off, giving them penalties and games and whatnot, and the game continued, and we actually went on to win it. So, but mainly the biggest thing that I've really encountered is either people who have had to have stitches. Not really nothing broken per se, because these guys know their limits, and if something's broke, they don't tell you till after the game. And you don't really see it. You don't see a guy's finger hanging off, or you don't see his arm dislocated.
But they love playing. That's the problem.
Yes.
Now, Rick Vargo also commented that we should turn this into a coach's show.
That'd be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of start next week. We'll be giving rundowns of
Right.
of all that information after the season actually starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in a way, Rick, this will turn into a coach's corner. So
Yeah.
it's because we will have hopefully Pace and or Graham coming on occasionally too. So
Right.
And we will be broadcasting over after some of the home games, if not all of them. So
That'd be cool.
and hopefully we'll have the setup to actually like interview players, post game, post reports. So
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Right from the rink there.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll actually be setting up right next to the penalty boxes. So
Oh boy.
Hopefully, Betty will leave the score up for a few more
Minutes before she turns it off.
Before she
Yeah.
turns it off, so we can get that on camera.
Oh, that'd be cool.
no matter if it's
Especially after the Prowlers unfortunately don't win, because I know
Let's keep.
they don't win and it's like, oh.
Let's hope that there's not a lot of not wins and a
Right.
lot of more wins.
right.
A lot of wins. So
Let's-
undefeated this year.
We got this.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Be the first team in the FHL.
That'd be the first hockey team ever outside maybe some college team.
Right.
Correction,
No.
FPHL.
What team was that one of the New York junior teams did it? It was a junior team. It wasn't pro, but it was a junior team. They went undefeated all season.
Metro Jets,
Jets.
as well. That was from
That was-
Michigan.
Okay, Metro Jets. That's right.
Right.
Fraser Hockey Land.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, they went undefeated all season.
And unfortunately, they lost in the
Yeah.
finals. But
Yes.
Yeah.
So they didn't go undefeated.
No.
during the regular season, but
Right.
they couldn't capitalize. I
we were
guess.
close to being undefeated
Yeah.
the year that Senior was on our coaching bench.
Right.
That was in a very intense season, let me tell you.
We only lost like what, 5 or 9 games all
Oh,
Look
season.
at that, yeah.
Even Carolina lost only a handful of games last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it's
So
arguably one of the best pro seasons ever. So,
Yes.
and we'll be right back after these commercials again. Have your questions ready.
Mike.
Hey guys, this is Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers, back behind the scenes. I am looking for a set of fans or mini fans to help donate to the bus goods. We are looking for things like cases of water, fruit snacks, granola bars, nuts, chips, pretzels, anything that you can think of that is a fruit snack or any type of snack whatsoever. I'm wanting to include everybody in on this. We aren't going to do player adoptions this year. I want to get everybody involved. So, if you would like to be a part of that group and would like to donate things, please, please, please get in contact with me. The first bus trip leaves out next week, and I want to pack that bus. Thanks for joining, and find me on Facebook and send me that message. Bye, guys.
At Big Boy, we got lots of omelets all day, every day. Like the meaty meat lovers, savory Southern, or hearty Denver. It's your Big Boy.
All right, and welcome back, guys. So, we do have about, 10 or 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. I popped did not agree with me, guys.
That's why when we're in commercial break, you don't take a swig of your drink there, Chris.
So, you want me to do it now?
No.
Do it after or before.
So, the season ticket holder party was tonight.
Yeah.
And they announced all the players. And was there really any surprises who made the team this year?
Well, since we don't exactly know who's on the team, but we do know that there were some transactions. Oh, wait.
There was a lot.
Wait. No,
Kevin-
that's the entire Prowlers. We do know that they released Kevin Porter, Blake Hembrough, and Drew Anderson.
I know.
And then the one before that's the Holman trade that we had covered previously on the show, and so it's just those three.
So,
Chris.
Oh, no.
Yeah, season tickets.
Yeah. So some of us don't have time for season tickets because of things called work.
But the team still does appreciate it when you can
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
make a game.
I know.
Definitely can make a game. Even if it's one here and there, it still adds up over time.
Especially when you're sitting in the East Upper Rowdy section and yelling at the other players and goalie and ref.
So a little bit about the East Upper Rowdies, where you guys are currently. Those were my mom, my dad's, and my grandparents' season tickets back when the original Flags were here. And I have been going to hockey since the original Flags. So way back when, before McMorrin had that nice glass, and they were just the bar rails all the way around the top.
God, I remember those.
I can remember when our penalty boxes were on the other side of the arena, and the benches were on where the penalty boxes were.
Right.
And what is his name? One of the players from the original Flags, I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, running around the rink, like we see the kids nowadays do, reaching through, standing on the wood benches on their skates to hand me this puck. And I was so excited back then, I was shaking and I started to cry, and my mom's like, "He's not gonna hurt you." I said, "I'm not crying because he's hurting. I'm crying because I'm so happy."
I remember when we only had one penalty box though too during the Border Cat days.
Oh yeah.
They had to take their penalties right in their own bench.
Were you guys ever there when there was a bad fight and the teams were crawling over top of the penalty boxes to get at one another, and they actually had to bring in the sheriff department and the security guards to stand guard? I think so.
Oh, yeah,
No.
Jeff's there.
My
there's
dad
days,
always
yeah.
told me a story about how there was a big brawl and the cops and stuff came to the arena, and it wasn't to break up the fight.
It was more like watch it.
Yeah. I guess it spilled out into the common area, I guess it would be called,
Yeah.
concession area.
Yeah.
And the cops all came to watch the fight instead of break it up.
Yeah.
You gotta love the cops when they do that, right? But anyways, was there anyone that you saw during training camp that really surprised you? That
There's a couple hometown kids that come out and actually tried out for the team. And to be very honest with you, one kid I watched grow up at the rink. He attended Port Huron Northern High School.
Noah McNutt?
He's one of them, but there's also another kid that's there too.
Dalton Young?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know their names.
I-
I just know the one kid because he goes. I think it was the SE4 too. So, and I remember him because he always walked around in a boot one year, but he also works in the pro shop too out front. So, seeing those hometown kids actually come in with that good of talent and make the team. Hopefully, it helps with parents and friends and all that want to see those kids play. Put extra butts in the seats. And, even if you're not a big fan of those two, and say you have a kid that's from Texas that you followed all through juniors and you want to really see how he develops, come on out, support them. You know, some of these foreign kids, we got some really, really, really good, high, great talent.
The reason I know Dalton Young is because he was a teammate. He played for the Saginaw Spirit.
Okay.
And he was a teammate of Brandon Archibald for
Okay.
a couple seasons.
Okay.
And then Brandon Archibald had an injury that forced him to retire. But he was also in his last season in the OHL. So
Yeah.
Right. And we do have a couple of comments.
Oh yeah, the fight in the lobby. That's
Yeah.
your dad's talking about the fight in the lobby.
yeah.
And-
Original Flags, Mike Boland, South Box Office versus Fort Wayne. The
Nah.
fight in the
Figured
lobby.
it's Fort Wayne.
Yeah, and you know too, and
Why does it seem like all our history is with Fort Wayne?
It's either that or Flint.
we've had some good rivalries, very good
Right.
I
rivalries.
remember me and Mike was sitting up in the
No,
section.
we were walking. It was during the finals with the
Fort Wayne.
Ice Hawks in Fort Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
and Bobby and I were walking out of the arena after the Prowlers won, and some Fort Wayne idiot wanted to try and fight us.
Same thing happened to my mom, and my mom said that she's going to wrap a hockey stick around the girl's neck.
I remember. I remember a sign my friend made. Fort Wayne vomits.
Yeah.
Instead of comments.
Good. It was packed. You know, back if our building could talk, can you guys, out of all of us here and that have seen hockey and whatnot go on in our arena, the history that it has and
Right.
the aspect of all things, and if our building had ears, they'd probably say, and a mouth, they'd probably say, "Wow."
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely, wow.
there's not too many.
With all those little dots behind it.
Right, there's not too many rinks that have had the experiences that McMorrin's had
Right.
with
Yeah.
the pro hockey Red Wings training camp back in the 70s.
When
Yes.
the Flags changed to the Red Wings.
Yeah, when the Flags became the Port Huron Red Wings for a couple seasons. Silver Stick.
Right.
I mean, there's
Well, yeah.
buildings that are older and stuff like Calumet we saw with Kraft Hockeyville,
Yeah.
but
We've
you
had
know they have their high school teams and
Right. Right.
that, but
we've had all these different
Yeah.
future NHL stars come through our building
Yes.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Silver Sticks is a big
Yeah.
issue
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Yes.
You know.
especially when it's Bantam AAA weekend.
Yeah.
You watch those and it's like, okay,
Well, two of the hometown kids that play for Silver Sticks, the Truscott boys,
yeah,
their grandfather worked with my dad at the sheriff's department. So watching them two boys grow up and go where they're at now, you know,
Right.
there's some pretty talented. There's a lot of talent out there. You know, you just never know where it's going to land. So
Exactly.
right.
Mr. Hurd said a sign out he was traded to Fort Wayne that same season.
Well, see, and it's like today, like we could go to the home opener, watch a Port Huron player fight a Columbus player, or like Edgar Olslands could fight Joe Pace, and they were teammates last year.
you know, and that's the thing. They'll all fight, and then after a game, they hug it out
Right.
like they're best friends, and it's like.
Yeah,
It's all in the spirit of the game.
You know.
So I'm very even Foose and Junior when they got into that fight the one year, and they were over in the corner, and after they were done fighting, they kind of gave like a 3-second hug, and then
Yeah.
went to the bench.
it was always fun watching like the enforcers in the NHL fight.
Yes.
And then afterward, they'd give each other a congratulatory tap and
Go to their mutual corners.
go to the mutual penalty box.
You're really only mad for like what, 2 seconds?
The only thing that I've ever truly experienced is we were in the west side of the arena, and one of our players got hurt, and I had to go out there. Well, one, I didn't know he was taking a timeout. Let's just call it that. And two, Junior had skated me out there. Well, then Junior was like trying to pay attention to what I was doing, but at the same time, Joe Schmo was over here chirping away, and I watched Junior get like instantly mad, like he was gonna rip this guy's head off. And I just grabbed Junior by the hand and I swung him around and I said, "Not today, you're not. Let's go." And that's the only time I have ever stepped in the middle of anything. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I don't stand by the doors because I always was afraid I'd get hit. First year on the team, I got hit like 6 or 7 times with a puck. Didn't faze me. But my kid likes to stand by the door, and as players go by, he'll go, "Ah!" and kick the board at the same time, and the player of the opposite team will jump like something's coming at him. So it's kind of funny to watch.
I can't say I haven't been in the middle of anything because I was stayed in the middle of almost a female fight one time in the stands.
Yeah, that was Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even remember what the Carolina person said, but it was Amy Ironman, and she said something back, and it was like all of a sudden, oh great, I'm sitting right here.
Please take this. Go.
And you know, when you're up in the press boxes where I'm at, and you're actually watching the game go down below, and you guys, we can hear clear as day, but when you hear that player drop the F-bomb or a few other bombs here and there, yeah, sit back and you kind of chuckle a little bit because you don't realize how your sound really travels up versus you think it would travel out. And it comes out clear as day, and we're all like, "What did he say today?" And we're all like, "Oh, we think he said have a nice freaking day."
Yes, totally.
And we take bets on who's gonna score, who's gonna get in their first fight. You know, it's just a fun entertainment game up there. We do.
We're still waiting on Federley to fight at home too. So
I think we're still waiting on Fairley to actually fight
in general,
for the Prowlers.
Yeah, but he already said that probably ain't gonna happen. He's
more of a defenseman.
He's
I think he is the most shortest player we have.
yeah.
But he's fast.
in the league.
Yeah.
He's fast, and he would be the kind of kid that you're going to have the puck out in front of you, and then 3 seconds later, it's going to be gone and back down into the other end, and we're scoring.
What was
Right.
that one short player we had in 2016? It was the same height as Federley, but he, what's this?
For us,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
we had a lot of short players.
I don't even
All I'm
know.
remembering is the turtle one. He played for Flint Generals. I can't remember his name, but wow. But we all us Port Huron fans called him the turtle because he'd constantly dive, and he was only like 5'5" at the time too.
It wasn't Robin Bouchard. No,
Yeah.
he played for Muskegon.
It was Robin Bouchard after he got traded from Muskegon to Flint.
That guy was a nut job.
I know I remember back.
Was it our first year, Bobby?
Yeah, first
Okay.
year.
Well,
I know his last name
Was it
Allen.
Alonzo?
Yeah.
Yes, Justin
For
Alonzo.
ours, Justin Alonzo,
Yeah.
really?
Yep. I remember that. It was in the championship.
Yeah, but he is like
he's
a
from-
stellar hockey player. He doesn't fight, but he
No,
is a
Soskin was 5'7".
stellar
Brian
hockey
Soskin?
player.
Is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah, I think that was
Brian Soskins?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was 5'7".
He's about the same height as Fudzy,
Yeah.
if not a little taller. But not by much.
I know.
Right.
I know. Remember back in the Ice Sox days, there was a bad call. The coach on the opposite team was just throwing everything.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Thunders,
Yes.
threw the water bottles, helmets, anything. On
Chuck the medical bag all the way across the ice.
That reminded me of the one game when Joey Coster just got so pissed off on the bench.
That was against the Blues.
Yes.
And he threw. I just recently watched a video on YouTube again, where one of the Blues players was going after Thomas Holmstrom, and Luke Robitaille jumps in, and Joe Kosher threw a bench on the ice, and the commentators were like, "There's one person I wouldn't want to fight on your team. It's Joe Kosher."
Anyways, We do have this coming up road trip though. It's going to Danbury for the 2 games.
And you can catch those. You can listen to those games on
Mixlr.
or Mixlr or whatever.
Something like that. And you gotta just search up PH Prowlers. That is live audio, where it's unbiased to Danbury.
Yep, and you can also watch it live for free on the YouTube channels. So what you do is you go to the FHL website on the top of the computer screen, and you're gonna scroll over to the games that you want to watch. You click on your teams, and hit the watch now, and it takes you right into the YouTube channel. You'll scroll down to see which team it is, and you just click on the Port Huron Prowlers or the Danbury's team, and just highlight which one you want to listen to, whichever person you prefer. You try them both out, see who does the best commentary for either or, and you're in like Flynn.
Now, the FPHL website.
Yes.
I keep forgetting that it's
gotta add the P.
now. They have link. You can click on FPHL Live, and that has the links to the team's YouTube page. And
Yeah.
we were looking at it now, and the Prowlers don't have a link.
They will.
They will.
Give it time.
Well, we were discussing because they have EBW.TV that broadcasts the game.
Yes, and then I think they have a broadcaster.
Yeah.
I don't know 100%. Like I said, I was there. I didn't really get to sit and actually talk with a bunch of the people that are
Right.
involved this year. I think his name is Jeremy. He does a lot of social media and things like that. Really nice kid. He's from Jersey. That would be somebody that you guys would like to have on board. He'd enjoy this a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Matt Graham told us we should have him. We should work with him, and Joe said work with him because
Yes.
he's got a degree in communications.
Yes,
or
and
something.
he will blow your mind on certain things. Like, he's really good. From just every day talking with him personally, with me, and listening to with Travis and whatnot, he's a very, very, very nice guy.
Okay.
A pleasure asset to the team.
And definitely well deserved for a little bit of a break to Joe's personal life too, since he dealt with everything last year essentially.
Yes, kind of lets him, he's got a solid background with Travis being there, and now he's got a solid thing with Jeremy being there, plus Grammer and all the other guys wanting to step up and help out a little bit. He can take time to be with his wife and kids, and also be involved with, Little Will stuff and things like that. So
Right, and
let's hope.
And Joe, if you're watching, please take the time to be with your kids.
We got a question from Nick.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
it's
league
weird.
did expand this year. We brought on 4 new teams. And yes, Austin Federley is still playing this year. And show up to those games, Mr. Papanaw, because I'll be watching for you.
And we interviewed Austin last week, and you can go watch all previous episodes here at Main Street Prowlers on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Right. And if you don't know how, just go to our Facebook page, go straight over to the videos tab, and you can go.
And don't forget to like the page while you're there.
Give it a thumbs up.
Once we
Share the page with your friends.
talking about that though too, we will be having a giveaway once we hit a certain milestone. We're not going to announce that just yet, but we do have a certain puck that we will be giving away once we hit that milestone.
Awesome.
And I'm just going to show you right now. It's this Mike Emmerich signed puck.
I don't know how that's showing up.
Yeah, you can see it.
Good.
So what is a kind of a goal that you're looking for?
About probably 500 likes.
Yep.
500 likes for the page?
Yeah.
Sweet. Guys, get those likes in. Let's build this page. Let's give these guys the rapport that they need. Support them. You support the team. You support the community. And it's just an all-around good thing to have. They have players in here that they're going to do interviews, myself from time to time. You might see these 4 knuckleheads from time to time. But it's all around a very, very, very good show. And it's a pleasure to work with you guys this year and get things out and get things into the community. And thank you for having me, and thank you for posting things for me. It means a lot to me that you guys are behind me and the team, an all-around aspect of things. It means a lot.
And you can always come down to Big Boy in Fort Gratiot and watch the show live.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get your appetizer specials after 8 o'clock.
And they have a taco bar here, too.
Yes.
On
All you can
Tuesday.
On
Taco
Tuesdays,
bar.
there you
At
guys
12
go.
to 8.
Who doesn't love
Also,
tacos?
Main Street Prowlers Club too.
Since we
And
have,
the Port Huron Yeti fan club, too.
Yep.
we do have one more question. Excuse me. Any tough defensemen this year?
Besides Joe.
Justin Portillo's back, but I don't know if he plays forward or defense. I know I'm bad.
He can jump back and forth though.
Also, Drudrunzwick. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Something.
He played at the end of last year. He's pretty good from what I've seen. He's new, straight out of college. Arnott's back, so let's see how he does. And you guys all know, I mean, he's very good, nice guy to have on the back end back there to help.
Right.
Who else plays the D that's back this year besides Portillo and
Thanks, Rumblebees.
we need
Robo's
those
a
bees out of here.
forward, Grammer's a forward,
Go
Dalton
back,
Jay's
go
a
into
forward.
hibernation.
Federley plays both forward and
Yeah.
defenseman. He would also be a nice addition to have as a defenseman area because he's fast.
Right.
He's got wheels, and just like Robo, his head's always on a swivel, so he's constantly knowing where to go. He knows how to take guys to the boards and get that puck away from them and get it back down into our zone, so we got that scoring chance.
Is Kilgore back this year?
I'm not sure. I have not seen Kelly yet.
Chris,
Parsons?
I gotta cook dinner still. My brother's gotta go to work.
Well, that's
Yes,
your
Parson's
brother?
back. Yes,
Okay.
Parson is back. Yep.
I think this is last year's roster for the most part. You got
Dozer's up, and so is Johnson, I do believe.
So,
okay. Yeah. What about Matt Worst?
I've not seen him yet.
Okay.
Yet.
uh-oh.
Yet. But I've also don't go to all the practices. I just go
Right.
as a needed basis when I get a phone call saying, hey, can you meet us at 9 a.m. skate? A guy needs his ankle taped. Or, hey, can you meet us at 9 a.m. skate? Some guy wants you to look at something. And I'm like, okay.
And then yeah, Chris's Pokemon stuff.
I'm a nerd. I'll just put that out right now. I'm a nerd. But on that note, thank you for coming in.
You guys are more than welcome.
And hopefully we'll have you back on again.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime. Just
And
name it out.
And
then-
don't call her Courtney.
darn it!
Don't call me late for dinner, and then we'll be all good. And then also, I went ahead and posted everything on their website to what needs to be donated for the bus games. And then I will post once a week, guys, if that's okay with you,
Yeah.
Yes.
what day for the following week to drop off stuff and what they may need to replenish and what they don't need. So that way they're not getting an overabundance of everything, and then it just sits there, and then they got 50 bananas and they're going to be rotting by like
Right.
3 days from now.
Right.
So,
And thank you for that too. And so, the next time we will be live is next Tuesday. We'll be recapping the 2 games that we have this weekend.
And previewing the following 2 games.
Right. And this weekend we have Friday, Saturday, both at 7 against Danbury. Make sure you tune in. There is a few former Prowlers on that team, so it's going to be interesting.
yeah.
And thank you for tuning in, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.